We're just a couple of days past the school shooting in Nashville, and I'm sure most conservative Americans are still praying for the families in Nashville. And I don't know about you, how many of you pray in the morning and then all of a sudden things start coming to your mind that you didn't see before? I mean, that's a connection with the Holy Spirit putting the facts together. And we got to remember the story of Paul when he was Saul, and Jesus blinded him and spent 3 days with Paul, putting all the stories in Scripture, all the prophecies together about himself, together for Paul. And then Paul went out and made a speech, put everything in order, and then people started looking at all the prophecies in the proper order, and boom, that was it. They were totally 100% convinced. Well, Holy Spirit does the same thing with us with events in our lifetimes, and this tragedy over in Nashville is another one. You pray for the families, and I was doing that this morning. Then all of a sudden, things came to my mind that I didn't see the last couple of days. Number one, it's the order that the left is using. Remember, on the very first day, the entire left, led by The View, it seems like they're using The View as kind of a source or a jumping board of taking the messages from who's ever in control of this whole thing. I'm going to say the globalists. Globalists come up with a message, they write the agenda, The View puts it on air, and then everybody runs with that agenda like they're a little army, and they're probably getting paid for this. Come on. You know, these leftists don't work for a living, but, you know, they're making a living. Is it off of just the government, or are they getting paid by some entity to carry on their propaganda war? Okay, let's take a look at the whole sequence. Number one, day one, what was it? The entire left world went with the narrative of, oh man, we're going to be attacked. You know, the white supremacists are going to come and they're going to attack every, you know, trans person in the world, and we're in danger, and blah, 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 the whole bit. And that's all we heard for an entire day. Everybody went with the exact same narrative. A lot of them verbatim. If you look at some of these TikTokers, they use the same speech with changing less than 10% of what they were told to say. You look at the same thing, it's the crazy TikTokers, it's the politicians, and the left media. The left media is the easiest one, because if you look at the left media and you view a couple of channels, it's like they're reading the exact same script on the exact same day. Now, that's nothing new. We all see it. We all know it. But look at day two. Day two, they changed their narrative. They changed their message. They went from spreading all of these gossip and all, about being attacked to, boy, we forgot that fear. Now we're going to praise the shooters. We're going to justify the shooting. We're going to justify attacking Christians. I mean, come on, anybody with any common sense would take a look at this. And I know conservatives are going to see right through this. Number one, you don't talk about living in fear because you're going to be attacked by some white supremacist group. And then number two, day two, you start doing everything you can under their power to irk someone into, you know, I mean, trying to justify these shootings. That's designed to try to irk people, to try to anger people. And boy, you look at all the big name conservative commenters on YouTube, they all caught on to that in like a nanosecond. We all figured it out. Well, there's one thing that we really need to explain to the left is conservatives live the American dream. We don't care what you all do. You make up your own mind. We can respect that. Number two, we look at people as individuals. That shooter was a crazy-ass maniac, and I did another video yesterday looking at the drugs for sex transformations and the street drugs and how they're all designed to enhance anxiety, enhance depression, to really multiply it and to warp the mind so that the mind is easily controlled and manipulated. This is all a plan. I mean, come on. We can figure this out. Do you open the border? Or first of all, it's the BLM, the cry to defund the police. The blue cities reduce their police force, open up the door to the border. Now you've got all these cities all over the nation to where the cartel and the drug dealers can come in, freely operate without any worries about any police looking for them. And we've got all these designer drugs. Take a look at the designer drugs. They're being developed and changed and altered faster than the vaccine was. During 2021 and 2022, we've seen all these different vaccine changes and all that stuff. We see the same changes in the designer drugs, adding this and that and everything else. They're experimenting using humans as lab rats to find the perfect combination to turn people into mindless zombies they can easily manipulate. When you take a look at people with world conquest on their minds, they all have one thing in common. They have an inferiority complex and they cannot stand. They are totally fearful of anyone who can think, because any and every single thinking person is going to expose them for what they are. So there we go. But we can see how the narrative changed from day one. Oh, we're so fearful we're going to be attacked. To day two, to doing everything in their power to irk on an attack. To day three, what are they doing today? Today, you can check out the videos. They are attending meetings in city halls and state capitals and even Washington, D.C. about gun control laws that are being discussed in government chambers. They're public. They're open to the public, but you can see one video after another to where they're sending out their little trolls, mindless trolls, that just disrupt those things and make demands to do total gun control, take away all the guns and everything. Why is it? I mean, we can look at these things, and if we wanted to take the time, we can put these changes together, and we can probably narrow it down to the exact minute that the message goes out to change our form of attack. Anyway, that's my message for today, is pay attention to what's happening. Don't forget to pray. When you pray, God's going to give you the ability to see all these things in the perfect order and to see everything exactly the way it is, with absolutely no doubt in your mind. That's what God does. That's what the creator of this world does. God created a perfect world, and how many attempts? One attempt. And, we've got all these people that we call theorists and all this stuff. I wouldn't go as far as calling them modern day prophets. Let's just say these are people who develop their connection with God's Spirit, and they see things the rest of us have trouble seeing, and it's their role to go out and explain it to people that don't have that really great connection with God and the Spirit. But as we develop and we go through the process, you can see there's a trend of more and more people getting closer to God, listening to God's Spirit, getting better at it. And then look at the left. They're going the complete opposite. They're getting into more and more of these mind-altering drugs. They're dumbing down. They are actually losing the physical capabilities of their brain, and they're becoming just mindless zombies for these globalist leaders.